Hi, dear viewers and listeners. I hope life is good for you. After experiencing the warmth, joy, and festive magic of Christmas in the United States, I now find myself crossing the oceans to a land of ancient mysteries, geometry, and wisdom, Egypt. This remarkable land, with its towering pyramids, endless deserts, and the majestic Nile River, is the cradle of some of the world's most awe-inspiring stories. It's a land where time itself seems to stand still, yet carries the whispers of countless generations. As I travel through the sand-swept landscape, I'm reminded of the deep spiritual and philosophical traditions of this great civilization. Egypt has always been a land of wisdom and grandeur, and it is here that I discovered a story that would forever change my understanding of time, patience, and the eternal flow of life. This is the story of the wise pharaoh and the river of time. Before starting the story, please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button so that you can listen to my story before others. Let's go to the beginning of the story. The wise pharaoh and the river of time. Long ago, in the heart of Egypt, during the reign of the great pharaoh Amenhotep, the land flourished under his rule. The Nile flowed with life-giving waters, and the kingdom prospered. Pharaoh Amenhotep was revered by his people not only for his intelligence and fairness, but also for his profound understanding of the cosmos. He was known for his deep wisdom, which extended far beyond the matters of the state. He had studied the stars, the movements of the heavens, and the flow of the Nile itself, all of which he believed were connected to the divine order of the universe. However, despite his wisdom and the vast prosperity of his kingdom, Amenhotep had one great concern that troubled him: time. As he grew older, he became obsessed with the notion of time slipping away. Each year, as his birthday passed, he felt the weight of the years accumulating upon him. He began to worry: how could he ensure his legacy would endure? How could he defy the relentless march of time? He spoke to his trusted advisors, seeking counsel on the matter. Time, he said, is like a river that never turns back. The past is gone, the future is unknown, and the present slips away from our grasp even as we try to hold on to it. How can I stop this river from sweeping away all that I have built? His advisors were perplexed. They had no answers to give him, for such matters were beyond the reach of ordinary men. In desperation, Amenhotep summoned his most trusted priest, a man known as Imhotep, who was said to have access to the gods themselves through divine knowledge. Imhotep, the pharaoh, said, "I need your wisdom. I seek to understand time, to master it, to hold it still. Can you help me find a way to defy the inevitable?" Imhotep, who was a wise and humble man, bowed his head in thought. After a long silence, he spoke. "Great Pharaoh, I cannot offer you the power to control time, for even the gods cannot do this. But there is a journey you must undertake. Beyond the desert, near the oasis where the Nile's waters are closest to the sands, there is a sacred hermit who has lived for many lifetimes. It is said that he knows the secret of time and can teach you how to understand it. I advise you to seek him out." Intrigued but skeptical, Amenhotep immediately set forth on the journey, leaving behind his palace and court. He traveled through the desert for many days, braving the scorching sun and the ever-shifting sands. Along the way, he encountered mirages and harsh winds, but he pressed on, determined to find the hermit who might hold the key to his deepest question. After several long days, Amenhotep arrived at a quiet oasis, surrounded by palm trees and shaded by the cool waters of a small stream. There, by the water, he found the hermit, an old man with silver hair and eyes that sparkled with the knowledge of ages. The hermit welcomed the pharaoh and invited him to sit by the water. "What brings you here, great pharaoh?" the hermit asked with a knowing smile. "I seek the secret of time," Amenhotep replied. "I wish to understand it, to control it, and to ensure that my legacy endures beyond the limitations of my mortal life." The hermit gazed at him thoughtfully and nodded slowly. "Ah, time. The great river that flows in one direction, never turning back. You seek to control the current, Pharaoh, but that is not the way." "Then how?" Amenhotep asked, growing impatient. "Tell me, wise one. What must I do?" The hermit chuckled softly, his voice gentle but firm. "There is no controlling the river of time. It flows through all things, through the earth, the heavens, and your very life. But rather than trying to stop the river, you must learn to walk alongside it. And in order to understand time, you must first experience it fully." The pharaoh, confused but eager, asked, "How do I experience time in a way that reveals its true nature?" The hermit nodded. "I will give you a task. You must travel to the heart of the desert, where no man has gone before. There, you will find an ancient stone tablet. It holds the wisdom of the gods, a lesson on time and its eternal flow. Bring it back to me, and you will understand what you seek." Determined, Amenhotep set off again into the vast desert, this time without any idea of how long the journey would take. Days turned into weeks, and the sun beat down mercilessly upon him. But the pharaoh did not give up. He followed the stars at night and the shifting dunes by day, knowing that his answer lay in the heart of the sand. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Amenhotep arrived at a hidden oasis. There, buried beneath the sand, he uncovered the ancient stone tablet. Its surface was etched with intricate symbols, which he recognized as the sacred language of the gods. As he gazed upon the tablet, a deep understanding filled his mind. The inscription read, "Time is the wind that moves the sands, yet it is also the very sand that makes the wind. One cannot exist without the other. Life is both fleeting and eternal, ever-changing and constant." Amenhotep stood still, contemplating the words. The realization washed over him. Time was not something to be controlled or feared. It was a force that existed in every moment, in every breath, in every heartbeat. Time was not separate from life, it was life itself, ever-present and ever-changing, just like the wind that shaped the sands of the desert. With newfound clarity, the pharaoh returned to the hermit, who greeted him with a knowing smile. "You have learned the secret," the hermit said. "Now you understand that time cannot be controlled, but it can be embraced. The key to life is not to fight against time, but to live fully within it. Your legacy, great pharaoh, will not be in the monuments you build or the power you hold. It will be in the kindness you show, the wisdom you share, and the love you give to those who come after you." The journey of Pharaoh Amenhotep teaches us that time is a force that cannot be stopped, no matter how powerful we may be. Instead of trying to control it, we must learn to live within it. Our actions, our kindness, wisdom, and love become part of the eternal flow of time, leaving behind a legacy that outlasts even our mortal existence. Time is not something to fear or resist, but something to understand and embrace. In the end, the true treasures we leave are the moments we create, the lives we touch, and the love we share, echoes in the river of time. I hope you enjoyed the story. You make me happy with your likes and beautiful comments. Take care until the next stories. Be in the shelter of wisdom.